Hello, everyone, and welcome to Women in AI at Code with Eve. I am Eve, a Microsoft AI MVP, and I'm so excited to welcome you again. This is the third episode of our series, and this is a space where we explore the many different paths women take into tech and AI. Every conversation will bring something new. The challenges these girls have faced, the breakthroughs that shape them, and the moments that change their directions. And whether you are deep into AI or just getting started, or you're just curious about the future of tech and inclusion, I am still sure that you are at the right place. Because my hope is that these stories spark your some more ideas, inspire your confidence, and remind you that there is no single right way to build a career in tech. So, in just a moment, I'll welcome today's guest, an amazing woman in AI with a journey full of bold choices, unexpected turns, powerful insights with altogether that. So, I can't wait for you to meet her. So, please give a warm welcome to Ivana.
Hi, Eve.
Hi, Ivana. It's so great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm super fine today. It's a wonderful day in Argentina, but thank you so much for your kind words.
Oh, I'm so happy that I can welcome you in here. It is wonderful day today in Denmark as well. The sun is shining, the weather is nice, which is a miracle in Denmark. I assume it is not so rare in your country where you are from.
Yeah, no, it's not that. But yesterday we had like super weird wind, which is nice today to have sunny days.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. So, if I know correctly, you grew up in a small city in Argentina, right?
I did. In fact, it's more like in the north of the country, so
Okay.
it's warmer.
Okay.
But I don't like warm weather. Like I like when it's like 24 degrees or something like that. Um,
Yeah, that sounds the comfort. Sounds like the comfortable weather, really. The
it
24.
is.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the city, if I understand correctly, that is quite far from the tech world. Is that right?
It
Or it
is.
was at
It,
least.
it is a small city. Well, let me explain why you probably think that. I'm from Salta, so the people from
Mhm.
Argentina. Hi, Mary. She used to work with me, so this is
That's
from
nice.
Argentina, Mary.
Hi.
The thing is, in my city, there are not much more. There are not a lot of opportunities because we are far away from the capital city, and it's also a small city, super cultural. Like we are have traditions and stuff, but yes, it's not like everyone's first option of careers is technology. Mostly
Hmm.
decide about to study, I don't know, health or I don't know, law or something like that, but
Hmm.
not technology because it's like the opportunities on technology used to be in the capital city of the country.
I see. But then what sparked your interest first in tech and eventually in AI then?
Well, did you have the chance to see the movie Pirates of Silicon Valley?
The Pirates of Silicon Valley? I
Yeah,
maybe have to, no, I don't think so.
that movie is going to tell everyone how old I am because it's an old movie. But it's a movie about how Bill Gates and Steve Jobs started creating the companies, both Apple and Microsoft. And at some point, I saw that movie, and you're going to see my dogs walking over here, just
That's
FYI.
fine.
And I saw how they changed the world in a way. And I remember I was 16 years old, and when mm, our teachers were asking everyone, "What do you want to study in your life?" Everyone was saying, "I want to be a doctor, I want to be a
Mhm.
lawyer." And in my case, it was like, "I want to work for Microsoft." And yeah, it was like, why? Like, that's not something that you're going to be able to do in your life. Like, everyone thought that you're not going to do that in this life because we are far away, because at that point, they were already huge companies. And I don't know, I thought that those companies changed people's life to improve them at some point, and I wanted to be part of that history.
Hmm.
So I decided, I think I put a huge goal on my shoulders when I was 16, but that pointed me at a direction, which is something that most of the people that I used to to study with, they didn't have that direction that I did have.
Hmm. Okay, that's interesting. But
Basically, to change people's life. That's the thing.
and that's what we wanted to do as well, right? In the end. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But tech was often seen as something boys do, right? Where you grew up. So how did you navigate this whole environment and atmosphere when you chose the path where you are right now at?
Well, it's not only about, it was because right now I think it's changing. I think you and me and other women are doing exactly that, opening up the possibility and showing the girls that technology is something that we can also achieve, that we
Mm-hmm.
can also pursue. But it was difficult. It was not easy. In fact, um, I don't know if this happened to you, but when I was studying in college, I used to already dress like with suits and super formal, and my classmates were guys, and they were like in hoodies and stuff like that, because the idea of programmers that people have is like the guy that is on a basement and doesn't talk to people. And I was the opposite. Like, I love talking and I love presenting and talking to my, I used to love talking to my teachers, and they didn't do they didn't do my career easy for me, um, because I still feel it. At some point, I thought that I was able not to feel this kind of feeling that it's difficult for us to earn respect and earn, I don't know, a certain level like for guys. But I think that, again, this goal that I had in my mind and people that I found online that thought different to my classmates made it easier. So I always
Okay.
advise to everyone, if you feel like you are interested, I don't know, talking to me, just ping me, send me a message. If you send to 5 or 10 people on LinkedIn or Twitter or X or Instagram, someone is going to reply. And in fact, you are a Microsoft MVP like me. I'm sure, pretty sure we are going to talk about that later.
Yes.
But we have a like a mentorship part of the work, which is also something that the MVPs are love to do, like coaching people or mentoring people. So just, if you are like us and fighting against these field blockers, just ping someone.
And that's so good that you say that. But before we move forward on this kind of what you should do to get to where you would like to be at, we will talk a lot more about that. And beforehand, I would like to turn a little back to the Microsoft world, because as you said, we are MVPs, both of us, but we started as Microsoft student partners. And
We
I
did.
remember, when I did, I also had a lot of issues with my university studies. I don't want to go into details now, but I remember that beforehand, I always thought that I'm there to just simply get through my studies as soon as possible. But when I became a student partner, I suddenly started to hold speeches and events at the university. So I finally became a little more confident, and it was visible on my activities and grades as well. So how did becoming a student partner change the things for you?
Well, I went, first of all, I think it's important to to also say how you become a Microsoft Student Partner. At that point, it was Microsoft Student Partner. Now it's called
Yes,
Student Ambassadors. They
exactly.
still exist, and I met someone from Microsoft actually in an event. It was Alejandra Frisoni. I'm super thankful to her because I think she, another woman, made put like the opportunity in front of me. Of course, it depends on yourself if you take it or not. She offered me to start presenting in events for Microsoft because I went to a technology event and I met her and I already had like I was doing research online and like have a knowledge, but she's the one that pushed me and said, okay, if you have the knowledge, share it, which I did, of course. And at that point in my city, small city, imagine yourself in a university where people love open source. At that point, everyone was a Linux fan, and I came with the Microsoft t-shirt. Everyone hated me at the beginning, but then they understood that it was also an opportunity for everyone to learn. So I not only had the chance to present in my college, but also to travel around Argentina in different colleges and present in different college. But I think that I didn't understand at that point how huge that was.
Hmm.
What changed everything for me was Imagine Cup. I competed at Imagine Cup and with another students partners, which right now are super important people in companies. And we had the chance to travel to France for
Wow.
Imagine Cup. And I remember being in a taxi and looking at the Eiffel Tower and saying, okay, this is huge. Okay, something important is happening in here. And
I
I
guess
think that was it.
that had an impact on your confidence, I assume,
It
and your
did, but
view of what's possible.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that changed my mind when it came to what I could accomplish, but that scared me. You have no idea how much because I came from an university, small university, which in which my teachers were teaching me Pascal.
Hmm. Wow.
And in Imagine Camp, everyone were coming from Harvard, from bigger universities, and they had all this training, and I didn't. I learned everything by myself in my
Hmm.
home, in my computer.
Yeah.
So that triggered this scared of being compared to others. That was the beginning also of that.
Hmm. Okay. And you said that you went into the university and they were looking at Linux mostly. So in the end of the story, your career was always around Microsoft. You have been a Microsoft student partner. Now you hold a most valuable professional award in AI. Congratulations again on that one too. And you have something even more inspiring story on top of Imagine Cup, which is unbelievable, and that's huge, really. But could you please share how did you get hired to work at Microsoft? And like, how did it
Oh,
affect your life, your career, your confidence? And what I'm really excited about is that what was the transition like to get from Argentina to the US?
well, I was in my city, and as I said, I was already a Microsoft student partner, and I already had the chance to chat with other Microsoft student partners from different parts of the world. One of them was Juliana Peña, another woman.
Yeah.
She used to live in Mexico, so she spoke Spanish, and we knew each other. Like I knew you, like online, but never had the chance to talk. And at some point, she got hired by Microsoft, and she pinged me and asked for my CV, my LinkedIn, my expertise, etc.
Hmm.
And I gave it to her because I thought that she wanted to meet to understand more about me. I never
Right.
thought that she would be sending that resume to Microsoft. She never told me that, but she did.
Okay, that's
And
fun.
yeah, like, okay, do it. If you think I can do it. And
That's cool.
the thing is that at that point I used to have a boyfriend and I was supposed to get married. In my city, it's like super common that you get married pretty young and you have kids and you are supposed to have kids, etc.
Mhm.
And I was around that age in which you should be married already. Okay, I was like 26 or something, but I didn't feel like that was the life I wanted. And I remember that Microsoft wrote to me and told me, okay, we think that you could be hired by us and that we would like to meet you. And we will send you to Brazil to a ticket to Brazil and we can then meet you in there, everything. They paid for everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have a free trip to Brazil. That was the only thing I had in my mind. So I went. I remember I didn't prepare myself. I had a friend who worked at Facebook at that point, and I asked him, okay, how are these interviews? And he told me, they're just going to ask you to code. And I was like, okay.
Just a few
Um,
rounds of interviews normally, right?
like 4 hours.
Yeah.
They for 4 hours. And I went to Brazil, and I always I like to point something out on this situation that there were. I think there were like 6 people that were going to be interviewed, me included,
Mhm.
and 3 of them were like wearing suits, and other 3, 2 guys and me, I was the only woman,
Of
and
course.
we were like just in our daily. I was in with a t-shirt and a jean, and we went to the interview room, but it was from one side of the hotel. It was in a hotel. To the other side, to the room, to the interview room, there was like a lot of walking,
Mhm.
and I wasn't good at coding. I still think I am not good at coding. And I was like, okay, I will go and try. And when people were walking with me to the interview room, I always was talking to them. And I was like, hey, I saw one of them with Steve Jobs' book on his hand. And I was like, oh my God, you like Steve Jobs. I'm huge fan. And we were talking about the book. And I didn't do well on the interview. I didn't code. I didn't finish my coding. And I didn't finish it, but they hired me. And I'm always
That's amazing.
trying to share with people that you don't have to be perfect for things. You only need to prove that you really want something. Again, that was
Right.
my note. And I got hired. And they told me, okay, you're going to be moving to Redmond. And I was like, wait, Redmond, where Bill Gates started everything. And I was like, oh my God. And of
It
course,
must have been magical, that moment.
yes, it was. It was. I remember they gave me as a gift a T-shirt from Microsoft, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful T-shirt that I have ever seen."
Aw.
And I had to decide because life made me had to decide between being on that relationship that I was in or deciding to go to the United States, and I decided to because something that I need to share is that my partner at that time, he didn't share. He didn't want me to travel. He didn't want me to study. He was super jealous, and but I said, okay, no, that this is not the life I want. I have the chance to change life, which is
Yeah.
what I wanted. So I decided to leave and try Redmond. So I went there. I
And
didn't get used to the US, so
no?
I decided to move back. Yeah, no, no. I was 27 years old. I
Okay.
wanted to have friends, to party, and in the US, it's like parties only like with friends until 12 a.m. In Argentina, we are used to spend the entire night partying. and I missed my family a lot.
Mm,
I missed them a
right.
lot at that point. So Microsoft decided that I should be hired in Buenos Aires. So I worked in Microsoft Buenos Aires after that. Yeah.
Okay, that's also good, I guess. And what did you work as at Microsoft?
I was first. I started being an evangelist, which
Hmm.
now it's called advocate.
Yeah,
But I was,
advocate.
uh, yeah, advocate. I
Yeah.
was in fact in charge of the Microsoft Student Partner Program, which is something that I really loved. And also Imagine Cup, I had the chance to travel to Russia with the team that won
Wow.
Imagine Cup, and yes, and after a while, they decided that I should be audience marketing manager for
Hmm.
Argentina, Uruguay, because like I I don't like to speak about my skills, but they thought that I was pretty good with people and understanding their needs. And some point, the team at Microsoft, that was the goal. So they put me in that position. I didn't
Yeah.
get used to that. I missed my family. I didn't know, like, imagine yourself being in with a goal. You only wanted that goal and you already had that goal. Now what's going to happen with your life? I was in Buenos Aires. I didn't get used to Buenos Aires either. So I decided to backpack Europe and Middle
Okay.
East by myself. So I left
Okay.
with a backpack, and that's that. Only that.
So what did you see when you were backpacking in Europe?
Oh, that's I'm pretty religious, so I went to different churches in Europe, which is
Hmm.
they if you had the chance to travel, go, because they are amazing. And I went to Italy, of course, to and I wanted to go to Jerusalem. I met a lot of friends from different like at that point I understood that I was not alone, because most of the backpackers that I met on different hostels, they also had like this huge story on their life about goals that they already accomplished. So they were also trying to, okay, now I have the chance to travel the world and I'm going to take some time to do that.
Hmm.
So right now they are working in important companies, and also, and we keep on talking with each other. But I I had the chance to get to know people from different countries, different stories, and also being, this is something that is going to, I know that it's something that is going to be in my mind my entire life, that I started being present, like being standing in the places where important things happened at some time in life. Like being in I went to Jerusalem, and being in there where Jesus was standing in there, it was like,
Mm.
my God, is possible to travel and to, I don't know, like at some point I was in front of the Eiffel Tower, then I was in
Huh.
front of the Vatican, and then I was in front. So it's like, that's what moves me the most.
That's really interesting. That is you're like kind of hunting the history moments. What's the next place that you wanna hunt down?
Well, I still want to go to Egypt, the pyramids.
Right, of
Yeah.
course. That must be beautiful too. I had also in my bucket list on my bucket list to go to Egypt. All right. Um, I would like to ask you something about teaching, because if I understood correctly, you do have some experience with teaching as well, and or mentoring rather.
Yeah. Well, I think the first time I did formally was the team that I mentioned to you, that when I was working for Microsoft were competing for Imagine Cup. I was like mentoring them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they won, of course, a lot of the work is their work. But it's funny because they were the first ones that I said, okay, guys, you have the chance. Because they were also from a small city. In fact, they were from my neighbor city in the north of Argentina. And they couldn't believe we had the chance when we traveled, we went to Dubai. Uh, which right now they are in war. So all my respect
Yeah.
to people in Dubai. But I remember talking to them and telling them, "Hey guys, look around you. Look where you are. You don't have to be a friend." Some of them were the first time they were traveling in an airplane,
Hmm.
and after a lot of time, they still ping me sometimes, and they tell me, "Ivana, I can't believe what we did at that point." And I have a lot of people saying me that.
Wow.
Like I remember talking to you 3 or 4 years ago, and you mentioned this, and you were right. And when I said I wanted to change the world and I wanted to change people's life, and that's kind of what I had the chance to do. And in fact, I think that's what you do also, and what I do, and what we are doing right now.
Or at least that's what
We,
we would like to do.
yes,
I mean, we hope that we do that eventually to someone.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So your career journey has been really rich and inspiring, but I imagine that it hasn't always been so easy. And as you have already mentioned it's been some difficulties at school, but you might have faced some difficulties as a woman in AI and tech at school, workplace as well, or even at home.
Yeah, I did. Um, I remember it was a year before pandemic when I started with AI. I already returned from backpacking, and I was working in a hospital in here in the IT area, and I used to have a mentor. Like
Mhm.
I suggest everyone to have a mentor. Her name is Guadalupe Casuso. She's also Argentinian. She used to be working at Microsoft at that point, and she was playing around with. I have it in here with this, which is the Azure Connect.
Wow.
This device is for, if you don't have the chance to know, it is like a camera that is connected to the cloud and Microsoft with AI. It was the first AI camera, and I saw her like doing demos and stuff about it, and I said, okay, I want that. And I remember saying I didn't have at that point. It's like we said, we didn't. I didn't have that much money. I did have enough just to pay my rent. I used to live alone at that point, but like getting this to Argentina was super expensive,
Hmm.
and it was like, I don't know, I don't have to buy anything for like 4 months if I want that. And I always like, in my city is super cultural. We always ask for advices to people, to others.
Hmm.
And my guide was my father, and I was like, hey dad, should I buy this? And he was like, no, why would you spend your money on something like that? And I think that was the first time. I was like already 34, 33 years old, and I was like, but I want it. And I said, I'm going to do it. And I got it. And I never thought, I wasn't Microsoft MVP at that point.
Mhm.
And I started again doing what I always do, which is learning by myself. And people from Buenos Aires who knew me online, because I was always present online, they invited me to an event in there. And the company I used to work already in at that point, 3XM Group, they paid me for the trip to go and present in that event. After that, I had the chance to present to get the award for the MVP in AI, which was something that was just starting. Like I remember it was Azure AI Cognitive Services at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Or the machine
and
learning studio.
Yeah. So I got it. I got the award, and then the pandemic hit, and I started like streaming with my friends, and we have Conosur, which if we have people watching this video that speak Spanish, we have in there a lot of courses about AI,
Mhm.
Azure, etc. But I think that sometimes it's important to understand that we always, as human beings, we ask for advices to others, but sometimes you need to follow your instinct, like your something, if something in your body says it's that way, you should go ahead and try. You only have one life, what could happen?
Well,
um yeah.
a lot of things.
I
Yeah.
live my life that way. I said, okay, I go that, should I go? And if my instinct says yes, go, I still have my house. I have a, luckily I have a roof up top of me, and I don't need anything else. So what could happen?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's nice. So, do you think there has been some change in how we, learn? For example, before the internet, knowledge was a little limited by geography and privilege as well. And now with internet or even AI becoming widely accessible, do you also feel that we are kind of entering an equal phase of learning, or do you see some barriers still that may appear at this point?
Oh, that's a huge topic. I always say, do you? I'm pretty sure you don't remember because I wasn't also that time like focused on technology. But when the desktop computer came out, I think that that changed people's life, because they always thought that computers were going to be in an entire room,
Mm-hmm.
and only people with money could pay for it. And the same happened with the cell phones when they came out. Like, who has a cell phone? Like, can carry? Like, you used to have your phone at home that people could call you, and
Mm-hmm.
um, when I think that when in technology those huge advancements happen, it changed everything around them. And I truly believe that right now we are exactly at that point in which everything is going to change. I'm pretty sure you and I used to learn from books, or courses like in, I don't know, Pluralsight, Udemy, etc., but or trying getting bugs by ourselves. But right now you have, I always say, you have AI like it's like having superpowers. I have people that I know that don't know anything about technology building websites. Like,
Yeah, but
yeah.
is that a superpower? How about that if someone makes a little mistake and then some security incidents may happen, or some,
Or
I don't
what if
know.
we use it for war, which is
Well, I
happening?
yeah, so of course, there are so many things that may, but what I'm trying to say is that just because we are so empowered now to do whatever we want with AI, it is also bringing a lot of scary moments,
With
right?
great powers comes great responsibilities, says
That's so
Spider-Man.
true. That's so true.
And
Yeah.
again, at that point, some people use the desktop computers to be a hacker, and others to do better their job. Like
Yeah.
that, if you do use what you have for good or for bad things, that always existed. The thing
Yes.
is that right now, what you build, whether if it is something for stealing or something to improve your work, is happening faster, and with no enough time for people to react at it. Like, let's take an example. When images AI images started being on the market, like, you could there was a picture of the Pope, of the Argentinian Pope, of Francisco,
Yeah.
like wearing a huge like a hoodie, like a rapper hoodie, and everyone saw that picture and said, "Oh my God, look what he's wearing," and none of the people were already thinking that that would be AI. That was AI already.
Yeah.
And right now, the challenge is every time I see a news, every time I see an image, I'm like, "Is that real?" Like, you need to
Yeah, you do
doubt
that,
about
right?
everything. Yeah.
Every time. Yeah.
So it depends. If you use things for better or for worse, that depends on each of us. What worries me actually is not that, but is the access to AI. Like, even though you have free options in all different companies to use AI, not everyone can pay AI to learn. Like in our country, for example, if you are a programmer
Mhm.
and you are studying in college, you probably don't have the money to pay for Claude or to pay for Copilot, and you are already in a position below the one that can pay for it. So
Right.
that that reach is going to be bigger between people that have money to pay or people that don't have money to pay. The same for countries, from my point of
Yeah.
view.
Yeah, and that is still bringing a barrier for sure to equality.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Even though I think that also companies are seeing that that shouldn't happen. Yesterday, I'm pretty sure you already know, OpenAI launched a GPT-5 for Nano, which
Mhm.
is super duper cheaper, but it's not as perfect as the 5.4. But they are already thinking on cheaper models, and I think that's going to be easier to access. Um, we are going to see. I don't know what's going to happen in a year because every single day we have like
Yeah.
5 or 10 or 20 news different about AI.
Yeah, just by following, for example, some of the newsletters like the Global AI Community, the TDLR, whatever you're following, and like every day is like a huge list of news coming in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. I have something to talk about because as a woman working in AI engineering, I sometimes feel a strange gap between my background and my confidence, even with a master's degree in AI and multi-agent systems. And even though I'm surrounded by brilliant colleagues and people in community, I still catch myself feeling like I'm not good enough, especially in a field that's still new in so many companies. So I'm really curious, what's your view on imposter syndrome in our industry, and how do you think we should navigate it?
Oh, I don't know. Teach me. Navigate it.
I was hoping for that answer, honestly. It's
Let's
not
ask
me.
AI. No, I think that. Oh my gosh. I don't know why because I already talked to you about it. I think a couple of days ago that I think you do have the imposter syndromes like I do,
Hmm.
and I try to ask everyone about it. And from people that are studying to people that are in huge positions at important companies, they all have it. So I think it's more about your mind. I was talking to someone yesterday because like I said in the Microsoft interview, I didn't do well on programming, and right now I still think I'm not a good programmer. And I'm also thinking, I know I should take a course, I should learn, or everyone's going to be more have more knowledge than me, and I'm
Hmm.
going to sit there and look like I'm stupid.
Yeah.
And she told me that's if that's not your expertise. She used the word expertise. She told me if that's not your expertise and you don't like it, because if you would like it, you would be the best at it. Like Ivana, you got your goal and you accomplished it. And you know that if you would want to be the best one programming, you would be the best one in programming. But she told me you are good at teaching. You are good at putting difficult word in an easy way for people to understand it. And she told me that, and I was like, she's right. like I always felt like I was less or below than others, but because I was comparing what I didn't have. If I compare what I do think that I have, I don't feel that.
Yeah. But there might be something else to it as well, because confidence is not just coming from that. I think that okay, I'm maybe not at the right place, or maybe I should switch because I'm not at the point where I should be. It's not necessarily that. It is more like your background as well. So how you have been treated in your life before.
Yeah.
It's something that you bring with yourself throughout your life, whatever happens later. So I do think that it is not just that you're not doing something that you're supposed to do. Yeah.
Yes, in fact, we talked about my blockers in my life, and we talk about my father saying, "Don't do that." And sometimes my father still thinks like you're going to be online and you're going to show your room and you're going to show that people where you live and people are going to harm you. And I'm like, yes, but it's something that I want to do. Like change, like life is different to what it was. And some I shouldn't be, and you shouldn't be, and no one should be hearing more like the fears of others, and shouldn't be hearing when someone tells you you cannot do something.
Hmm.
It's super difficult. I think you
Yeah.
agree with me that sometimes the bigger weight words are the ones that say no. Okay, when someone says no or says you are wrong or says you can't, those words have a much more weight than seeing all your accomplishments, all your awards, all your. It's like I always, when someone tells me, "Oh, you're not good enough," because I'm pretty sure you like me have a lot of people online like good things, saying good things
Yeah.
and bad things about you, but you never see what you built or what you did. You always hear that voice because it's easier.
Yeah, right. And but we are talking about situations where if we are there already, we have achieved things, but we are still unsure, we're still having low confidence. But what advice would you give to people, especially maybe women who dream of working in AI? How to get into this whole thing?
One
This
step at a
confidence.
time, and one step at a time.
Yes.
Because if not, you're going to block your brain. But as I said, just having a mentor, that's super important. Someone that takes your mind away a little bit and encourages you or help you opening doors to you.
Yeah.
Um, that's super important because all the other things can be learned. You can learn to program, you can learn AI, you can learn how to present in front of people. And that's not the difficult part. I think the difficult part is to go ahead and take the first step and get out to the world and say, okay, I want to do this.
Mhm.
So, and also not to listen to their teachers who might be having their own experience with technology or their classmate who might have their own experience. Just feel what you think that should be right and do that.
Mm.
I
Right.
think that would be it. It's not easy. It's not
No,
easy. Is
not at
it?
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the most difficult part is the getting started, really, because
Yeah.
you don't necessarily know where to start. But I do agree that finding a mentor, someone who has had the path behind them already, kind of, or they are already on it, right? Then it's easier to ask for some ideas, or like, what happened with you? I guess that's why we are here as well now, to give some ideas. How did we do, and how did we get through on all this? And just to give you some ideas on who to reach out if you would like to get some more support, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
it.
So when you look ahead, which possibilities of AI feel the most inspiring or transformative for you?
Oh, have you seen OpenClaw?
OpenClaw rings the bell. What the hell is that?
OpenClaw is yeah, another AI thing that came out to the
Yeah,
world.
I guess
I don't
I
like
was almost sure that it was something like that. Yeah.
someone built an autonomous AI that you only give access to that AI to, I don't know, OpenAI or Gemini or Claude. And that autonomous system just works like if it was an employee without asking you. If like if you say, I want to I don't know, increase my followers on Instagram, and that
Hmm.
that AI will go ahead, get in your Instagram, get your accounts, pay for whatever is needed, go into from one place to the other, do everything by itself. And when you go to sleep and you wake up, you have everything done. You suddenly have like 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
This OpenClaw is something huge that happened. I think it was a month ago, and suddenly all different companies, Nvidia, Anthropic with Claude Cowork, and all huge companies starting to try to build exactly the same.
Hmm.
They created, made it open source, so all the companies grabbed that and said, "Okay, we want to compete and made it safer," because right now it wasn't safer at all. At all. Um, I really think that the big thing is not going to be about a new AI model or a new AI company. I think that the big thing is going to be a lot of people's job is going to be done by AI. And that's scary because people are going to lose their job, but that's going to bring new opportunities, new jobs. So I think that there might be in a year from now works or jobs that we are not aware that are going to exist. In fact, prompt engineering, who would thought that that would be a role at that
Yeah,
point?
right?
And suddenly companies are looking for prompt engineers, and it was like, okay, yeah, we never thought that that would be a career.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is going to happen with AI and the world. Like, I don't think that being a lawyer, being a doctor is going to change, but more the tech world is going to take a huge shift, and new roles and new jobs are going to emerge in a year from now that we
Hmm.
right now don't know which one are going to be.
And what
So,
do you think humans will always do better than AI?
oh, the empathy
Once again?
and empathy.
Oh, okay.
And guess what? Women have a lot of empathy.
So you're saying that the only thing that humans will do better than AI is that
When
empathy.
it comes to decisions, the people that AIs can decide understanding numbers and statistics, but they won't be able to. I think right now that's already happening though. They won't be able to decide and thinking in an empathic way about the human beings that they are
About
affecting.
the human beings, maybe.
Yeah.
But have you heard about this mold book stuff?
Yes.
And have you
But
seen those conversations in there? They are kind of trying to be emphatic for each other, at least.
yes, but I
There you
do
can
think
feel
that
some.
behind them there is always a human being. Right now,
That's true.
all the systems that are inside of Moldbook are open claw,
Yeah.
and they are still being managed. But I'm saying that's because I installed it, and it was like, okay, yes, it works fine and does everything out of autonomously, but at the same time, I still can unplug it.
Hmm.
It's not something that I think that they are going to. there's going to be Terminator conspiring for
No,
against
but
us.
it's cool to see how they're doing their conversations and all that. It's like just nice to see how much they can learn from us.
Well, Mark Zuckerberg bought that site. Did
Yeah,
you
I've
know
seen it. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah,
that?
of
So
course.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah,
If
good
they-
question. Good question. I can't answer that right now. Yeah, I haven't had the time yet to contemplate on this. It's so new. Yeah,
yeah, I think it happened last week already.
yeah, something like that. Oh, has it been already 1 week? Oh, wow,
Yes, 1 week.
it's fast.
I think it was last Wednesday.
Okay, so like one exact week. Wow. Okay, good to know. So, all right, let's like change the topic because I would like to ask one, I think, last question, and then we will see if you have anything else to share. But what is one story that you wish more people knew about
About
you?
me?
About you? Yeah.
Well, I am sick. I have arthritis, which
Hmm.
is a sickness that it doesn't have a cure. I hope AI helps doctors to get into a cure about. But I suffered a lot of pain in my bones, and I have a lot of medication, and I got it in pandemic. Um, and sometimes in the world of AI, where you see, as we said, like 30 different news coming up today and tomorrow, and sometimes when I feel in pain, I don't have the chance to sit in my computer and learn. And I got really frustrated by that because if I imagine imposter syndrome and you or are already behind because today you were in pain and you couldn't sit down and learn. Like tomorrow, you don't know what happened today, and a lot of people around you do know. So it was huge for me to learn that you don't have to know everything, and that respecting your body, your health, is much more important than being the first one into creating a video about a news or learning about a specific topic, because at like life is about you, about your body, about your mind,
Hmm.
and you can love things, but when things are not good to you, you also need to accept it. And I'm pretty sure you, like me, spend a lot of time sitting on the computer, which is not that good. And
Really?
yes, taking care of yourself is the most important thing, and not feeling like because you have a disease that opportunities are closed and like doors are closed to you. I'm pretty sure a lot of people look at me and say, wow, Ivana sure cannot work some days or cannot seem like, yes, I'm a human being and a lot of us are, and we have problems and we have
Yeah,
diseases, but we keep on doing it because we love it. So
exactly.
that would be it.
Well, thank you, Ivana, for sharing all your thoughts and stories with us, all your insights. And I hope you had fun today with
I
me.
did a lot. I did. I loved sharing with you. So I hope that we have the opportunity to talk again.
I do hope so as well. And for those who are watching us, please reach out to Ivana through LinkedIn if you would like her to be your mentor or you have more questions to her. And if you would like to learn more, you can reach out to her through www.ivanatilca.com as well. Sorry, I almost managed without a mistake. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and
Okay.
with that, Ivana, thank you so much for joining
Thanks
us
to
today
you.
again. And
Okay,
I
I'm
hope.
looking forward for the next one because he's my friend and I really love her. I know that you
Oh
have a
yeah,
next invite,
yeah.
so
We have a next speaker ready to be announced. So, Ivana, if you are right with that, I thank you so much again for joining, and we'll say goodbye to you and talk to you soon again. Bye.
okay, bye bye.
And as Ivana has said, we have our next Women in AI session on the 22nd of April, and I'll be welcoming Veronica, and she will also take us through her own path, the moments that shaped her career, the lessons she learned. So please stay tuned for more details about how to join that event. You can hear more on my LinkedIn, Facebook page, or on X. And if you would like to watch the session later, if you would like to listen to it while you're on your way, you can find our podcasts on YouTube and Spotify as well. And now, with that, I want to say thank you all for being here today and for supporting this community. I can't wait to see you next time. And by then, have an awesome time. See you soon.